Hello you guys, welcome back to Channel Claire. I hope that you're having a lovely day wherever you may be in this crazy world. Now, as you see by the title, this is more speculation on the shakeup of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now personally, a lot of people disagree, but personally I think that one of our favorites, Nene Leakes, has a good chance of showing up on our screens via Bravo as a housewife in the near future, okay? So if you haven't seen my last video, I spoke briefly on the fact that Sanya, Drew, and possibly Marlo will not be returning to Real Housewives of Atlanta for the next season, simply because people have realized that Drew and Sanya have taken RHOA out of their bios on their social. Also, Marlo is speculated to have been a person whose contract did not come through. We have no confirmation from Bravo at all. This is purely speculation and people taking hints that we're seeing on different socials of what's going to happen, like something's moving and shaking in the background. Now today we get this very interesting note, in my opinion, from Dorinda Deadly. It's an account on Twitter. If you don't follow them, fucking hilarious. But Dorinda Deadly posted, very interesting, especially off the back of Nene deleting all traces of her podcast with Bethany. Okay, so you know how Bethany has been doing this whole reality reckoning thing. They put out this article via Vanity Fair that really didn't wreck anything but Ramona's career. Certainly didn't hit Andy, certainly didn't hit Bravo. Bethany is now backtracking, saying that this article was a shit job because the things that were supposed to be in the article weren't approved, this, that, and other, blah, blah, blah. But the article was a fucking flop, okay? We were expecting a hell of a lot more from it. Previous to that, Nene went up to Bethany's estate, they did a podcast, they spoke. Nene was kind of feeling like she should be in the same place that Bethany should, although Bethany has done a lot of other things business-wise that I feel like Nene was wanting people to come to her to do business instead of like making her own shit. But after that, Nene started working on her YouTube. She got inspired to be making videos and everything like that. They have slowed down here recently, but for a minute she was on a YouTube wave. And then they had this little mini series. It was like a 5-part mini series where they were talking about the housewives and everything like that. And it seemed like those two, Bethany and Nene, were teaming up to take down Bravo, take down Andy, have this whole reality reckoning. That's what we thought it was. Now, per Dorinda Deadly, it seems that Nene has deleted all traces of that podcast from her socials. And I was saying this in my other video during BravoCon because Andy had made a statement because someone asked him about Nene's status with Bravo, and it was not a statement of like, oh yeah, we're done, case closed, the door's closed on Nene. No, it was like, you never know what's gonna happen. We grew up in this thing together. Literally, I have not spoken about her because she asked me to keep her name out of her mouth, and I respect that, period. Mind you, Nene said a whole rack of shit about Andy, all right? And Andy, from that response to me, I felt like it was an olive branch, or it was like the door is ajar. It's not closed, it's not wide the fuck open, but it's ajar. There's some room, okay? So I was speculating at that point during BravoCon. I was like, okay, yeah, Nene's really gonna have to decide, given Andy's response, which to me seems like he's open to working with her. She's gonna have to decide what she's gonna do. Are you gonna be on the side with Bethany and doing this reality reckoning and trying to take him down? Or are you gonna be the side of getting that Bravo bag, getting that Bravo check, and being good with them again? Because ultimately, it's gonna take years for whatever paperwork or whatever legal situation they're gonna try to put Bravo through. And it's gonna take a lot of money, okay? I don't know if Bethany thinks she's footing the bill for everybody or whatnot, but that's gonna take a lot of money. Versus if you're good with Bravo, you're getting a check, you could be back on the show, this, that, another, blah, blah, blah. So I was speculating, Nene's gonna have to decide what she wants to do. Are you going to be with Bravo, or are you going to be against Bravo? And it's a hell of a lot easier and a hell of a lot more money in being with Bravo. Because honestly, in the Reality Reckoning article that was put up by Vanity Fair, yes, there was a lot of drinking and stuff. But the housewives have been doing that for years. We know Shannon just had her issue running into her house and everything like that. They drink, okay? But I do feel like individually you have to have wherewithal to know when to stop. That alcohol is there, but do you have to drink to excess? No. Does it help you loosen up for a scene and all that? I could see that. But you don't have to drink to excess where you're clipping houses and, you know, getting pulled over by the police and trying to act like you're walking your dog and shit. You don't have to do that, okay? I doubt Bravo's telling you to get that fucked up. But I'm sure the alcohol is flowing. Now, I think with this situation, Nene has deleted all traces of Bethany's podcast. To me, that feels like Bravo has reached out to her, in my opinion, and they have something moving in the background. And the fact that Bravo TV has started following Nene Leakes again versus how they had unfollowed her previously. So I think something is working in the background. If Sanya, Drew, and Marlo are gone, we have Sheree, Kenya, and Kandi. Favorites of the Real Housewife. Bring back Portia, bring back Nene, bring back Eva, bring back Kim, bring back Cynthia. Give us a good old dirty RHOA legacy, okay? That's what we want. We want the ladies we know. We want the ladies we love. We want the ladies that have story. All of these ladies have some story to give us now at this point. They really do. Let me find that. Okay, so I've been seeing that this is like the ultimate cast in this picture. We have Kenya, Kandi, Cynthia, Nene, Sheree, and Portia. Okay, I agree. We can have Sheree kind of as a friend of. We can have Marlo as a friend of. I'd even like to see Eva in here in the mix. I think she'd be a great addition. But all of these ladies have stuff going on. Eva Marcel, didn't she just get divorced from her husband? Wasn't he trying to be a mayor or something? But she just got a divorce. The Sterlings. And he had just adopted, well, like, her daughter had, like, taken his last name or something like that. So, like, he adopted her. Like, there's a lot to go on that. If she's dating, what's going on in her career, her modeling life. She's on the radio show. Kenya, is she divorced yet from that man? You know, he's been dragging her through this whole thing, like Bethany Frankel. I think her divorce is like 10 years, something insane. Has Mark finally let her get through this divorce? Her and little Brooklyn dating with her. Kenya would be a great person to be on the legacy. Also, Kandi, I'm hearing some whispers, and it's really, really sad, like, relationship-wise, like, what the housewives have to go through. But we are hearing that there's some whispers of stuff going on with her and Todd, and there's some difficulties there, but otherwise, she has so many other businesses going on, and career-wise, it would be really interesting if they showed more of that in Kandi's life, so I'd love to see her back. Cynthia, her and, oh my gosh, what was her husband's name? Oh my gosh, I have to figure that out. Yes, okay, Mike Hill, how could I forget? She was head over heels for Mike. Truly, it was all about Mike, and then they went their separate ways. It's rough out here for love, but again, we can see what her dating life is like. Her career, what's she working on right now, what projects, what businesses she's doing. And then Nene, of course, she has her lounge going on. She's Nene. The fact that she is a widow now, trying to navigate those waters. She's also dating, so like seeing what's going on with that, and she has her kids that are grown now. Sheree, I don't really know what she has going on, but like maybe she can show more of like She by Sheree, possibly. And then her dating life. But even if we were to bring Kim in here, I think that they would be like a little fantastic duo to the side. And of course, Kim would bring her drama with Croy and all her kids. And then Portia, I would like to see an insight of her married life to that, what's his name? Her husband's name. I forget his name. But he's rich, he has money apparently, and she's living large. Um, I'd like to see the insides of what, how that dynamic works between them two. And she has her kid, Pilar, and then Dennis, right? Are they on good terms still? I know there was some friction there at one point. So, yeah, I think that all of the ladies coming back, they would be able to give us story. I do think that there's plenty of story here, and they need to just give us RHOA legacy. Like, just do it. So yes, all the ladies have story at this point. All of them. They all have something that I feel like the audience for Real Housewives of Atlanta would love to get caught up on, would love to see the insight on. I think that's the route they should go. Real Housewives of Atlanta legacy. And I feel like the ladies would be on board too. Because when they always ask, like, who would you want back or who would you think, it's always past ladies that they've already had on the show. Like, they rarely bring up somebody new or bringing on new cast and this, that, and the other. And I just don't think a reboot like they did for New York would work for Atlanta. It's like a different demographic. It's just different. So I'm going to keep seeing what happens with this situation and possibly Bravo bringing Nene back. I truly do think it's a possibility. I think that there's stuff working in the background, and if they really want to bring Real Housewives of Atlanta back, because I'm telling you, literally the wheels fell off when Nene left. If they really want to keep it real, all the way the fuck real. Once Nene left, them seasons never have hit right since. They tried, but they just haven't. So bring her back, give her a good check, and just call it a fucking day, and you'll recoup on the end, because we're gonna fucking watch. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Do you think that there's any truth to this, like bringing Nene back? I do, but let me know what you think.